It is live.
Okay.
Just take a second. I have nothing to be nervous about. Just having a conversation about, life, but pretty much your story, who you are, what got you to where you are today. Whatever you want to talk about. If there's certain topics you don't want me to talk about, then just say like I'm not comfortable answering that.
Okay.
Anything of that nature.
Okay.
Just gonna check the audio real quick. But yeah, if you cup it like this, it should be fine. Yeah, see.
Good. Oh.
You can barely hear the wind. I don't like listening myself.
I don't either.
So yeah, so thank you guys for joining. My name is Robb Ramsden, and today I'm here with Hannah B, and I'm going to allow her to kind of, say a little bit more about herself, tell her story, in hopes that this can also help inspire some of you guys to, change your lives, do some things in your lives, or maybe it'll help you get through some things that you're going through right now. So, where do you want to start?
So I'm kind of awkward sometimes. I don't really know where to start.
Well,
I know they say
bye, Hannah.
Bye, Zay. My name's Hannah. I'm 22. I work at Culture at an alcohol-free bar. I used to, use alcohol and a lot of other things in life to kind of cope with a lot of different grief I was going through. And now I'm kind of in a lot of a better place to talk about it and not abuse substances because I'm sad.
So, if you want, do you want to go start a little bit further back, maybe like childhood, like
Yeah.
your upbringing and things
Okay.
of that nature, and kind of get to the high school years and so on
I
and
can
so
do
forth?
that. So as a child, I grew up actually living with my grandparents in Toledo. They taught me everything I know. I'm still really close with my grandma and my grandpa. I grew up swimming a lot. I grew up just always in a lake or swimming. And honestly, I grew up with really good morals as well. I didn't ever really want to get into that kind of scene. Like, I grew up thinking I was never going to drink alcohol, but I feel like a lot of kids are kind of like that at the time. And once I got into high school, I started, doing normal high school kid stuff, just out partying and stuff like that. My parents were divorced, so I was always going back in between two houses, but my high school years were definitely interesting, I would say.
But do you have any stories from your high school years?
Oh gosh, probably. We used to go camping a lot, and we would. Bye, Zay.
I'm back.
Hey, you. What are you doing?
Yeah, Mike, what are you doing with it?
I think they're doing a video.
A music video or something.
I think they're doing a video too. What are you doing?
We're just talking,
About what?
just life.
Life.
And now they got some Zay. That was our. I know, right? Don't mind Zay.
Wind's gonna blow them away.
Yeah. Shit, where were we?
High school.
Oh yeah,
Some
high
of the
school.
Stories, camping.
I used to go camping a lot with friends, high school parties. To be honest, I don't remember a lot of high school. It's kind of blacked out in my mind just because of a lot of stuff that I did go through, though. Should I start with that?
Yeah, if you want to talk about that, yeah.
Okay.
Anything you're comfortable with. I just don't want to have you say anything that you don't want to say. I guess.
Okay. So in high school, I met probably the most sweetest, most awesome person I've ever met in my life. Like a lot of people do, they got high school sweethearts. And I spent my entire high school hanging out with him. I was shotgunning Natty Days at 15. My boyfriend was older, my high school sweetheart. So we had so much fun together. We'd go camping, fishing, go to concerts. I was always doing what the older kids were doing, which I always loved at the time because I was always with older boys. So I just got to get away with a lot of cool stuff when I was like I should not have even been in that situation probably. But yeah, I started dating this really cool person. His name was Nolan Sig. And we dated for about 4 to 5 years. And the whole time we were dating, it was so great. And about 2020, he started getting these really bad stomach pains. And it would be like every 3 months, he'd be like throwing up and just like a bunch of other stuff. And we'd be in and out of the hospital, he couldn't eat. And they would just think he was drug seeking, or they would assume because we'd be in and out of the hospital all the time. And I would, take care of him. I would spend actually like weeks and weeks just like laying in bed with him, taking care of him my senior year of high school. And then when it was my senior prom night, he couldn't go because he was so sick. And he had ended up we were texting, messaging on the phone. And he was like, yeah, you look beautiful. I talked to him on FaceTime. We had plans to like maybe meet up after. And I was with all of his friends, and when he stopped answering, we all thought maybe he was getting some sleep. He was only 20 at the time. So, we also weren't thinking anything serious was happening. And then he was just sick. I ended up trying to fall asleep that night, and I woke up that next morning with like the most horrible fucking pit in my stomach. Oh crap. Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I woke up with the most horrible pit in my stomach. I can't even describe the feeling. I knew that like my life was going to change that day, if that makes sense. I didn't know how, but I literally woke up and I didn't feel like I was real. I felt like I was living still in a dream or something. And I hadn't even like made it to his house yet. And I drove there that morning first thing. And when I walked in, he was laying on the side of his bed to where he was horizontal, to the way he should be facing in bed. And usually he would sit like that when he was about to like get up or something, right? So I thought he was definitely awake when I first walked in. And I did see that his feet were purple, but I didn't think anything of it at the time. And I just remember yelling his name a lot of times. I remember trying to wake him up. And then I remember just saying like, what did you do? What are you doing? I thought he was pranking me. I thought it was a joke. I kept telling him, I'm going to call an ambulance. I'm going to call an ambulance. If you're pranking me, like, you better stop. And I'll never get the look on his face out of my head. He was very much so not there anymore. The life was out of his body. He's very stiff. And he was only 20 and he died in bed alone. And, so after, that kerfuffle happened, my senior year ended up being a little bit different for high school. I didn't get to walk. I didn't get to graduate with my friends. I didn't get to do any of the end of the year stuff. I stayed stagnant on a couch with a bunch of people around me trying to take care of me. And yeah, I drank every day, and I was really, 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 really depressed because I was so confused why the universe would do such a horrible thing to a 20-year-old kid who did nothing wrong. And when we got his autopsy back, it was for kidney failure and septic shock. So it was something that totally could have been avoided the entire time. He should still be here. So it just, that's also another part of the reason why I'm very in tune and like to take care of my body now, just because stuff like that can happen, and it happens to a lot of people everywhere, and they die for no reason, and it really, really sucks. So yeah, my senior year, I lost a lot of friends. Friend group I had at the time, they all didn't understand the gravity of the situation. They bullied me. They thought I was just a sad, lazy person that just didn't want to do anything with my life, that I didn't want to continue on, when to me, my life ended that day. And when your world stops turning and everyone else's, you can see it's still going. It's hurtful at that time. So it's like, why are you okay with this person not being alive? But my whole world feels like it just crumbled into pieces, if that makes sense. So day by day now, I kind of feel my world coming a little bit back together. But Yeah, definitely went through a lot as an 18-year-old that normally people don't really go through. And I had to learn I had to figure out who I was even without him, because I grew up with him and I was always Hannah and Nolan. I was never just Hannah. So it was really hard to figure out who I was as a solo individual human being. I mean, I'm still figuring it out day to day, I would say, honestly, just because of that. But yeah, I keep him very close to my heart. And a lot of the stuff I do now today is for Nolan and just for in his memory, because he's only 20. Shit, if that were me, I'd want people to remember me.
Yeah.
You know?
Somebody that should never be forgotten.
Yeah, exactly. And just people that have met him know, like, he was very one of a kind. And I know a lot of people say that about people that passed away, and you're like, okay, you know, you were biased, you loved him. But I truthfully believe if he was still here, everyone would know who he was, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I know he was going to be someone important, and to me, he was the most important thing. So
somebody would make an impact.
Yeah,
a positive impact.
A very positive impact. I have on my hand tattooed, "You're the reason I fight." I can't even say it. He wrote that on a photo. Sorry, guys. He wrote that on a photo of us together and stuck it in my car one night when he was really sick, like in the top part of his car. And I had no idea. And he was really sick at the time. And so I was taking care of him all day, and I got in my car and he texted me to look up, and I look up and I just see it in the car. That's the kind of person he was. And he wrote that on the back of it. So I have it tattooed in his handwriting. And I love it that it's on my hand because I get to see it every single day, all day long. And just remember that I was lucky enough to have met such an angel that was walking this earth, like, the whole time. And I truthfully believe if we have any afterlives, if you guys believe in that, I think he lived multiple lives, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He seemed like someone that I'm sorry, Rob.
You're good.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It's very hard.
I don't know. I'm not trying to.
No, I really appreciate it. Actually, I feel like people, once they hear me talk about him, understand the gravity of who he was. And a lot of people are like, you know, he died on May 14th, 2022. I know he died on the 14th. I walked in on the 15th because of his feet being purple. His gravestone says the 15th, but I do know that it was the 14th. In my head, in my soul, in my body, I know. Because of how I felt that night, I wanted to leave and get to him right then, and none of his friends would let me leave because I'd been drinking. Obviously, it was my senior prom night. So I was so petrified. Like, I knew inside that something horrible had happened. And it's almost like I felt him leave me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and if you guys, it sounds like you had a very strong connection, especially growing up together and spending all that time together. I mean, I feel like energy doesn't lie, and I do feel like you can feel that you're able to pick up on that, to feel when something like that happens. Right?
Yeah, I think it's important I always lived, even before when Nolan died, I would tell him every day, make sure you tell your mom you love him. Make sure you tell your grandma you love him. You need to be nicer to this person. And I've always been such an empathetic person that I care about that tree over there getting cut down. Because trees have feelings too, and they actually are crying at really high-pitched frequencies, and we just don't know it. So it hurts my feelings if something else is hurting. That's how much of an empath I am. And so it just, for me, when that happened, it really just took my world around, because he was honestly more empathetic than I was, and that's kind of impossible to do. He understood everybody. He had a very, very big love for animals. And so I think when he died, it left his body and like resurrected into me. I'm not even kidding you. I won't even kill an ant now. I used to hate those fuckers. No. Like, now I won't even, like, my body doesn't want to. I'm like, no. Let it be. I won't hurt spiders. I won't hurt anything that's living. Because I don't think that's my place. I think that is, the universe or whatever you believe in place to do. So yeah, I feel like I was rambling for a while. Bye, Zay. Oh, okay. You telling them bye too? Oh my gosh, seriously? Hence the U-Haul? Yeah. Are you leaving today? I'll see you later, okay, buddy? Yeah. Don't mind our little friend.
No, you're not. The whole purpose of this is to also give other people an outlet. I do enough talking on a lot of these myself.
Oh,
with
okay.
my buddy Shane, so it's not you rambling. It's just you being able to. Like, I do hope that it helps everybody. Like, I can learn a lot from this. I can learn a lot from you, but I hope they can learn a lot. But I also hope this helps you get some of that out.
No, it feels so good to talk about it and tell his story. Because in a way, I feel like I'm telling his story.
Yeah.
In a way of kind of what happened to him at such a young age, and he's not able to do that. He's not here anymore, physically. I do, like, every time I talk about him, the wind will start blowing sometimes. Little things like that I do, believe in. You don't really believe in it, I wouldn't say, until someone really close to you dies and you're just yearning for any kind of anything from them. So as maybe as sad and depressing and stupid as it seems to other people, you don't know what someone else is also going through too. I think about that all the time now when I see people walking in my day-to-day life. I'm like, they could have just lost the most important person to them a month ago. You don't know that. So that's also just like another reason to be kind to everybody, another reason to be empathetic to everybody, because you don't know their situation. You don't know what they've been through. And especially with younger people, I think I've gotten a lot of, you guys were so young. Why haven't you, why haven't you realized you're going to move on? It's to me, it's not about moving on. It's about,
I don't think you ever truly will.
No, I will never move on from someone that was the most important thing to me growing up. And I spent all my time with, and then one day they just weren't here. That's not something you just forget about and can move on from. And if I do, end up with somebody in the future, that's cool. But in my heart of hearts, I know that in a different world, I was with Nolan in the future. And that's why my soul just is so tied to it. And I'll never feel truly happy until, as depressing as that sounds, until we're together again. But if that takes some time, I'm okay with patiently waiting to run to him. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Because I think the universe has some more lessons for me to learn. And I think maybe he hadn't learned all of his. And maybe that's why I try to look at it that way sometimes. There's never really a good reason to... It's hard to not look for a reason of why something happened, because sometimes there just isn't. But when something like that happens, you look for the reasons and you just want to know why. And I just remember I was that day sitting in the back of a cop car, screaming at the top of my lungs, throwing up, going, how does somebody die from constipation? Because the whole time the hospital was telling us that he was constipated and he was fine and they would send us back home. So now I'm looking here at my dead 20-year-old boyfriend who's looking back, was staring back at me. He's dead alone in his bed from being constipated. Make that make sense to an 18-year-old in her head. So it was so...
It doesn't make sense now.
It doesn't make sense now, exactly. So it was so utterly traumatic. I can't even fathom how traumatic it was. It's still obviously hard for me to talk about. I don't think it's ever going to be easy for me to talk about. But I've never been able to talk about it like this. Usually I can't get a word out. So it's a very sensitive subject, and I think a lot of people should be more aware of just their bodies and what's going on. I tell people all the time when they tell me something is up, I'm like, you need to go get that checked out. Like, real windy for reasons like that. And I do believe, and I don't mean to push this onto anybody, but if you lost them. Oh, is your phone okay?
Yeah. He's already got a bunch of
Cracks. Oh,
it's an old one.
yeah.
Yeah, 1 second. We'll have to readjust the camera.
You're good.
Oh, man.
Set the chat. Are they flaming us?
No. Not really.
Really?
For the most part, positive.
That's awesome. If you guys flame me, that's okay. I expect to be flamed.
But at the same time, you gotta not give a fuck what people think.
I really do not.
And I'll say that. I say it to them all the time. So.
After losing someone so important to you, it makes you not give a fuck. I almost shaved my head. I almost went Britney Spears on everybody right after it happened. You should have seen me. I was.
What gave you that?
Everyone was judging me and bullying me for like being sad about Nolan. So I was like, I just want to like shave my head and like, you know, do drugs and do all these things I shouldn't do at that time because I was so utterly depressed, if that makes sense. I don't know how to describe the feeling. I've lost it over time because I don't like hate myself as much in my life without him. But it's kind of like self-destroying, like self-destructment. Like you just want to ruin until there's nothing left to ruin because everything was already ruined. That makes sense.
To express the pain.
Yeah.
Or
that's for sure what it was.
Se.
Yeah. But yeah, we've kind of moved past that. Still love a good tattoo. A good tattoo feels really good. I think that's great for depression. Yeah.
I had all these before I was 18.
I think I had most of mine before I was 18, and these were just right after Nolan died. So it's
that though.
Yeah. That's his handwriting too. So like I never forget. And I also have this ring I bought for him that he wore on his pinky. I'm not even kidding you. When they were pulling him out of the house and putting him into a body bag, I stopped them and I was like, no, because I wanted to see him before, and I was just holding him with his hands, and he was wearing his ring, and when you pass away, your hands get really puffy, so I couldn't get it off, and the people that were the autopsy people, I'm not sure who does all that, I was too sad at the time, they made sure to remove it and give it to me because they saw how destroyed I was. Even the police, they started to question me. That is because it was a random death. He was 20, just laying in his bed. And because of how destroyed I was, they just stopped. I couldn't speak back to them. They just stopped because they knew, you know, it wasn't that. Yeah. It wasn't like domestic violence. That's not funny at all. I laugh in awkward situations. Not funny at all. But yeah, so I have that, and it's engraved on the date we started dating. So I always hold that in my hand, and I wear it on this hand, and I just hold it to my heart. And I just hope to God and the universe, whoever is there, that he feels me missing him somehow. And I just want him to know he's missed. And I think he does, but I also, before he died, he had bought us these matching necklaces that were yin and yang. And I think it's really important. When he died, I put his half in his hands, and I closed his hands up. And I keep mine in my car, and I like to touch it, and that's how I talk to him. And I think everybody should do that with someone they love if they have the chance. When they do, you know, cremate, bury them, whatever it is, leave something with them that you can have with you too, that you feel like you're still brought to them in some kind of way, if that makes sense. I think it's one of the small comforting things that you can do. And in my life, I would love to help anyone who is grieving if I can, in any kind of way. I hadn't lost anyone until then, so I can't even imagine other circumstances. So I'm super empathetic for anyone that's lost anybody. I think it's horrible, but that's life, you know, and we kind of have to figure it out as we go, kind of thing. So it's really unfortunate that we only have a certain set of time here on this earth, and I think that's why it's really important that we do, you know, the things we do are important while we're here.
Value the time that we have.
Yeah, it's very important.
With the people that we have while we have the time.
Tell those people you love them. You know, give your grandma flowers. Freaking tell that old lady she looks beautiful today. What if, like, you don't know what someone's going through? Let that old guy drive slow in front of you. You know, like, there's no reason to just be so violent and hate and things in the world when there's so many bigger issues that are going on in people's lives that I just think if people were a little bit more empathetic, the world would be a lot different of a place if people just had a less black of a heart sometimes. And some people suck. That is so true. But there's some really, really good people out there. And I think that's important that people also stand together. That's why, like, when I had my family around me at that time, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. I wouldn't be. So I think that's also what unity and family is really important. Even if it's not your blood family, that doesn't matter. Just your friends. Okay. But yeah, that's why I think it's really important just to treat others around you with kindness, love, and respect.
Yeah, because you never know, like you said, what somebody's going through. But like somebody saying something all fucked up could be something that puts somebody else in the grave. But just
in their grave, yeah.
Yeah, but like switching it up and giving somebody a compliment could be that one thing that they needed to pull themselves out of that terrible thoughts and stuff. Like
terrible time. I remember one time. Oh, this was good. I was at the cemetery actually in the pouring rain, laying there, scream crying, confused why my boyfriend was buried 6 feet under. Especially when he was first buried, I couldn't fathom that he was in the ground. It really destroyed me. It's hard for me to talk about. His casket is like the most expensive casket, so no bugs or anything can get in there. And some people are like, yeah, return me back to the earth. No, when it's someone you really love sometimes, I wanted to freaking pull a salt burn. I wanted to dig them up, okay? I wanted my person back, even though they weren't physically there. It felt like that was how, it felt like I had to keep searching for them in the world, and that's where they were, and I had to find them, if that makes sense in a way.
Yeah.
In a hurting person's head. And I was just at the cemetery, and I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to go get some Cold Stone. I'm going to go get some ice cream because I goddamn deserve it. So I go to the Cold Stone, and I'm waiting in line. And this old man looks at me after I had clearly been sobbing and says, you should smile more often. And I remember I thought to myself, what an insensitive thing to say to somebody. But I think he was trying to help in his own way, but it did ruin my probably week at the time. But I think that's also why it's really important to make sure you're careful about what you say to people, even though it is hard. Sometimes things roll off your tongue when you're mad, whatever. I project things that I don't mean when I'm mad all the time. So I totally get that. I think it's just important to speak it and manifest, being kind. So everyone around you is kind. You know what I mean? Like just talking about it like this, I think that makes everyone around us be kinder and more empathetic, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I never knew. I feel like that's why this could be another reason why this is so hard for you. I remember I had my first love or whatever, but we just broke up. The parents kept us apart. We went through that. You dealt with that on top of the first time dealing with death.
Yeah.
I've never really thought about it like that.
I was gonna say when people think thank you, I appreciate that kind of thinking too, because a lot of the people around me at the time, I mean, they were my age, so it's not necessarily their fault, but they couldn't grasp what I was going through and how I wasn't just back at school acting like it was a normal Tuesday the next day. No, my entire world just crashed in front of me. I just saw the person I loved was gonna marry. We were apartment shopping the week before. When I got his phone after, his entire camera roll was engagement ring photos and stuff like that. So it's just I felt like my life was going in one direction and it completely 180'd. So, and for some people that's, maybe a friend going away to a different college, a boyfriend and then breaking up. Mine was a lot different. I didn't even get to have a normal, senior year of high school. And I had to watch all my friends get to do those things as well, have grad parties. I had to go to them still, you know what I mean? As I was burying my 20-year-old boyfriend, confused, had no idea why and why the universe even did it. And, we buried him before we even had the autopsy back. So it was just traumatizing. It was super, super traumatizing. I can still smell the air from the time. Yeah.
I didn't get over my first love for almost 2 years. So
yeah, it takes a really long time.
In that type of context, I can see why even 4, 5, 6 years?
Yeah, yep.
6 years, you still feel the way you do. I mean, you do seem like you're in a lot better spot now.
Yeah, 100%.
But
I have a lot more healing to do. Trust me, in no way, shape, or form am I healed. hurt every single day that he's not here. It physically pains my heart, but I have to move on because he's not move on. I don't even like saying that. I have to continue my life because that's what he would want, and I have to do stuff that he didn't get to do. So maybe if there's something after we die, if he's somehow watching over me in a way, he can experience those things with me, and I hope he can. And that's my number one goal of my life, is to do things so Nolan can. And I don't care that, you know, to me it doesn't feel like a burden was put on me or anything. People ask me that, like, oh, well, do you feel like your life is just ruined at 18 and you're just going to suffer? Like, I've had people say that to me before. I did feel like that at the time. I did feel like I was going to suffer for the rest of my life. I had people say, there's other fish in the sea at his funeral. You know, that was God's plan. In what world would God take a 20-year-old kid? To me, I don't think those things are the nicest thing to say to someone when their entire world just crashed in front of them. That's the best way I can put it. So for me, I physically feel my soul tied to somebody, and it's hard to open up to other people and, you know, think, oh, maybe I could find love again one day, when you're so... I still have just memories in my head playing of the person that I would be with every morning. I wake up and I sometimes will reach for him and he's not there. And he died on May 14th, 2022, and it is 2026. So I dream about him every night, and there's not a night I haven't. And it's hard. And I don't wish anyone finding anyone they love passed away. That is something in itself that's a whole nother traumatizing thing you also have to get through. And it's really hard I have a long way with that to get through. It's a lot of PTSD, and I can still smell the air in that room when I walked in. I can perfectly see his face of what it looked like, and I dream of it every night, you know. So sometimes it's hard for me to sleep, sometimes it's hard for me to stay awake because of how sad I am. So I think also I kind of own my sadness now, and it helps me in a way. Like, people just be like, hey, how are you? I'm like, I'm fucking sad, man. My boyfriend died at 20 and I really miss him today. And I'll be crying, and I don't feel bad anymore. I don't feel bad that, you know, people might feel awkward around me. I don't feel bad that I tell a story about Nolan because I want to. Because why should I feel bad about something that I went through with no choice? And I just hold and hug those people tight. You know, if any of you are out there that feel like you're being judged for being upset about something, like someone's trying to diminish your feelings almost, don't ever let that happen. If you feel a certain type of way, you feel it, and feel it hard and feel it good, because we're only here for a short amount of time, and I'm lucky enough to have met Nolan, so I don't mind how long it takes for me to grieve him, if that makes sense.
If you keep it inside, you'll never be able to grow from these things. If you just hide it and
so I own it.
Yeah.
I talk about it, and sometimes that makes people uncomfortable, and if that makes you uncomfortable, you're gonna feel real comfortable once it happens to you one day. Because you're gonna experience death, you're gonna experience horrible things in your life. There's no going around it. Bad things do happen to good people, and you know, I think that's why it's important, like I said, going back to just being empathetic to people and having that unity of a family, even if it's just close friends around you that you're always there for, you can count on. Being loyal, being always, you know, consistently nice to people. Don't just be nice for one day. You know what I mean? Say, hi, how are you? Actually care how people are, you know. Tell an old woman she looks beautiful. It will make her day, you know? Yeah. Like Rob does, seriously. Like, little things like that. You never know what someone's going through. So I hope if someone out there today watching this lost someone close to them, that they felt a little internet hug from me. And I hope that you know that you're not alone. And other people feel the same hurt you do. And it's okay to feel that hurt. But it's also okay to own it, and don't be embarrassed about it.
Nothing to be embarrassed about.
No, and I mean, I had people online post, it was my fault he died, that I didn't get there soon enough at the time.
Get the fuck out of here.
My friends at the time were doing that. I had people that blame me for his death still to this day. And And it's a really, really hard thing to live with, because at the time I blame myself. I will never not blame myself a little bit, just from wanting to get there that night so bad. I don't think that's ever going to go away, no matter how much healing I do. But it becomes a little bit easier to live with every day, as sad as that sounds, because you kind of just have to accept your reality, if that makes sense, as sad as it is.
I'm not saying this was the purpose for why this happened, but I just had a thought. Because of how much time that you guys had spent together, and you never got a chance to truly be alone. And again, I'm trying to word this.
No, you're okay. I can usually handle like harsh language about it, so you're good.
Do you feel like,
I know you don't mean it malicious,
was God's way to help you find yourself?
So I've actually kind of thought about this like a lot. It's kind of weird, because that day, remember how I was saying I had that worst feeling? Like I had like an out of body feeling. I literally could see my body driving to Nolan's. Yeah, if that makes sense. I could see my car driving there that day when I got there that morning. And all growing up, I always wondered when someone around me, like when I was little, you know how people, you know, in school, they would be gone because their grandma died. And I remember thinking like, what does that mean? Like as a little kid, you don't fully understand. And as I got older in high school, I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, like no one around me has died. Like it's thinking kind of like it's bound to happen soon. Like it's like my body knew and was preparing myself. I was not prepared, but it was like I knew that, well, not that my life was peachy and great, but it had been going so good for so long. I had the most gut feeling something was going to happen at that age. So in a way, yes, I do think, you know, if we have different paths in life, and say the universe might like kind of be like, oh, which one are they going to take? And I don't know how, but I kind of went this way instead of maybe possibly him living and us, you know, being happy ever after today. But that's not my reality. So in a way, I do think that. I wonder. I'm not sure if it's true, but I do wonder that. Like, oh wow, was I supposed to meet him, and was that supposed to happen? And I mean, I don't like to speak on other people from that time, but it was a wake-up call for a lot of people. Not just like, it affected a lot of other people and my family and his in different ways that I don't know if it was. It sucks that he had to be the one to teach a lot of people a lesson. And every day I wish it could have been. I would trade myself with him in 2 seconds if I could. But yeah, I do wonder that a lot. But I do also at the same time, I've never believed in like life after death. And especially when it first happened, I did not believe in life after death. I don't mean to offend anybody. But when you're really sad and depressed, you're like, wow, they're just in a black hole of nothingness, and you just want to die and be there with them. So
I feel like he's the one that is watching over you now.
No, there's been times where I like totally should have died in traffic.
Well, that's what I mean. Like you were talking about like an angel earlier.
Yeah.
It just had me thinking like I do believe that he's with you at all times.
I honestly, there's been times where I genuinely feel like his hand is resting on my shoulder, and he is sitting there like, yeah, Hannah, that's my motherfucking Hannah. Like you keep talking your shit. And there's been so many times where I felt like that. And like sometimes when I say stuff like that, the wind goes crazy, like little things like that. I've had a bird land on my nose at the cemetery speaking to him. A lot of spiritual things. I've had a deer. I turned around and a deer in the middle of the night, and I was sitting there crying, I'm on everything I love, on his life, like this to me. And I know deers are kind of like very spiritual animals, and they also hate humans.
Yeah.
And so I sat there petting a deer. Yeah. And I genuinely, it's a cemetery. That could have been anybody, you know, but so I've physically felt spirits visit me before. So I have so much hope. I'm not afraid to die.
Can't fear something you can't control.
You shouldn't fear something you can't control. And I think that, you know, I think that he's there with me, and I know that, and that comforts me. It sucks. It was really hard for me at the time to watch my friends be in relationships with also his friends at the time. And like, I was just confused of why they got to have, you know, a happy ending and I didn't, almost, in a way.
Are they still all together today, though?
They are not. And I would love to point that out.
How much of a happy ending is it then?
Right. So, and you know, those were the people that bullied the living crap out of me at the time. So I do wish them well. But I hope they learned. I do hope they learned. And their karma will come to them in their own kind of way.
What comes around goes around.
I truly believe that. I truly believe that. I used to ask the universe every day what I did to deserve that one. Not quite sure what it was. Maybe I was real mean to my brother when I was little. But sometimes I think things happen to good people as well. So I think it can be hard to kind of why? It's a bad thing to do, and it can make you go in a really dark place.
Well, life is just unpredictable in its own self.
It's so unpredictable.
Anything can happen at any time.
Tell your mom you love them. Tell your friends you love them. Like, you don't know when something so horrible is going to happen anytime, and it can happen to anybody. Good catch. So yeah, I preach kindness.
Yeah, but you can't always sacrifice yourself either for that. Like, you have to have a balance, a boundary, a yin and a yang, a duality.
Funny you say that. Yeah, 100%. And I'm figuring that out as I go. The more I've healed, you know, you see people kind of using you and your sadness. They kind of like to walk all over you a little bit because they know, you know, you're a sad, kind of like vulnerable person. Like, it's like sharks and feeding or something, I swear. And bullies just like to like feed on you. And so, I mean, I have it happen to me still in my day-to-day life. But I'm working on, you know, kind of matching people's energy passive aggressively and just not stooping to their level. You know what I mean? And kind of kill them with kindness kind of thing.
I mean, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, a lot of people, if you don't give them the reaction, you hit them with something
They
kind
always
back,
want a reaction.
then they stop because you're not giving them the type of reaction that they were trying to get in the first place.
Exactly.
They want to put you down. Misery loves company.
They love company, and that's why I stopped. I used to respond and argue with all my friends at the time, like, oh my gosh, you're so horrible. How could you be like this? Like, months later, I would say that to them, and now I'm like, why did I even waste energy on a person that has
showing their true colors?
Yeah, that is so dark. Why would I would I even want them around me in my life? Like, that's just horrible. So I've started to kind of take a step back from that aspect and realize there is good and there is bad people out there. But I have learned that I'm really good at reading people now. I'll tell you that right now. And I think it's funny how sometimes people think they're manipulating me because I'm so nice. And they think that they're sitting there like teaching me something, manipulating me, and I just sit there acting like I'm taking it all in, acting like kind of like a dumb girl, and really I'm just manipulating you because I'm not listening to anything you're saying. So there's so many like ways around horrible people who like to say shitty things.
Yeah.
And I just
Someone's got a small wiener.
Small wee. But yeah, definitely gave me some broader shoulders. I have a lot of thicker skin now from what's happened to me. And I think it has changed my life. In horrible ways, yes. Mostly horrible. But in some good ways, yes. He was begging me for a freaking pug. A pug. I did not want a dog at all before this. And you can ask Rob. I am probably like the most animal person you will ever meet now. You can't keep me away from a dog. If I don't care whose dog it is, I'm going to pet that dog. And I'm going to pet it. I don't care if it's on duty. Like, let me give him a peanut butter bone or something. Like, I love dogs. I love every single dog. And if I could save every single dog in this world, I would. And I know it's, you can't, but they don't have that. They don't have anyone looking out for them. And I want to be that person that looks out for those damn dogs because I freaking love them, dude. And so did Nolan. So I think it really got into my blood or something. So yeah, 2 weeks after he died, I said, "Hey mom, we have a pug coming to the house today." And she said, "Hannah, what the fuck?" And I said, "I just bought a 2K. Yes, I spent $2,000 on a breeded dog. Cancel me. Don't care. You're not finding a pug in a shelter." So there was no. I looked. I did my due diligence, and so she was actually from a puppy mill, and a lot of them, so my mom and my other family ended up adopting a bunch of the other pugs. So we ended up kind of doing a good thing because we bought out the entire litter of the pugs. So we quite literally have what's called a grumble. It's more than 3 pugs.
What the fuck?
It's
I
called
never
a
heard that.
grumble. So we have a grumble, and I named my pug after Nolan because he loved The Mandalorian. So I named her Yoda because she looks like Yoda because she's a freaking pug. And her name on her tag and registered through Lucas County is it's Yoda Bubbles' sake. So she has his last name and will always have his last name because she acts like her damn dad too. And so yeah, I collect dogs like Infinity Stones now. I adore them. I adore any living creature, but dogs, they're pretty high up there for me. And I would love to just, use my life to help save dogs. I would love to have a place that's a shelter for dogs. Name it after Nolan too. That's all he ever wanted to do. He would literally stop a car for a freaking raccoon on the side of the road, and I'd be like, "Stop it!" So I wasn't even like that before, and it just after he died, I love him, man. I want them all. I would save a hedgehog.
Took a piece of him.
Yeah.
You.
I was gonna say I took that piece of him for sure, and I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I didn't. I don't care how ridiculous I sound to people and how much my mom hates me coming home with a new dog all the time, because I'm gonna continue to do it. And if that's what brings me a little ounce of joy in my life, and nothing brings me more serotonin than a dog. So she's actually my service animal too, and when I cry and stuff, she licks up my tears, quite literally. She will paw me if I don't want to get out of bed. So she literally saved my life. And I think dogs are we don't deserve them. Humans we don't deserve them. They're angels that walk on this earth.
That's why you're going to have a pug island or a dog island, right?
Yeah, so if any of you would like to just start a pug island, and we can just have a bunch of, I'm not going to discriminate. I love all dogs. We'll take ducks. Any cute pet you have, we can all just live in a compound and pet each other's animals and grow fruit and be peace, love, and bula. That would be awesome. We could just drink some kava on an island, surf, and hang out with our dogs all day, and no hate or just world peace.
Your own little world there.
That would be my dream, to live in my own little compound world on an island, just so happy with every dog in the world saved.
But that also brings me back to something else. I think I said this before, but I do believe.
Oh, no, I was texting.
You're so cute. You're fine. Love you. I'll be back in.
Do you ever believe that the things that have happened is also to make you stronger because you have, I guess I'll say this is my
kind of
belief.
when they say God chooses his strongest soldiers.
Yeah,
kind of situation.
To make you stronger, or not to make you, but to help you become stronger for the future, because you have a major accomplishment in the future. I'm not saying you don't have any major accomplishments in your life.
So when people say that to me, it actually kind of scares me, because I'm like, if the universe was preparing me for something worse than that, fuck you.
Not worse.
Fuck you, man. You're going to take me out.
Not worse. Better.
I will be out.
For example here, so that was fucking horrible. Tremendous,
horrible,
right?
Yeah.
But there's always got to be duality. There's got to be a balance, right? So that means that there has to be something absolutely fucking amazing.
I feel it in my bones.
Also comes out of this.
I feel it in my bones.
There has to be.
And I've said that since he died, that it had to have been for something. And I'm not going to let it be for nothing. And that's why I want to just anything. I don't care. I'm going to name everything I do after him, because guess what? I'm going to keep that shit going. And no one's ever going to forget his name, because he would have done the same shit for me. And it's really crazy, because the week he died, I remember, so he died on
I might not be able to hear you very well.
Oh, sorry. So the week he died on a Friday night, and on Wednesday we were apartment shopping, and we were looking at different apartments, and he said randomly, like he turned and he was driving in the car, and I remember it so perfectly. He turned to me as he was driving like this, and he said, what would you do like if I died? Because if you died, I wouldn't be able to live my life. And like he was actually asking me, and I said, oh my God, I don't even say that. I don't know what, like my life would be fucking over. Like I wouldn't be able to ever continue on without you. And to think that he died that Friday, it makes me sick, honestly. But you know, it hurts me. I never got to say goodbye. But in a way, I couldn't have said goodbye to him because I never want to say goodbye to him, because to me, it's more like a see you soon.
He never left you.
Yeah, it's like I'll see you soon, and I know I'm going to see him again soon, and I'm really excited for that day. As sad as that sounds, but I do pay attention, you know, to my signs, and I do truly believe that he is with me. And I hate to, I'm sorry, I'm so empathetic that too, I'm sorry to make people sad. But I think it's also an important thing to talk about, because when you're younger, it's like an uncomfortable subject, almost. People don't talk about death. And like when someone's crying about death, it's kind of like you know, maybe stay away from them, or like, so sorry for your loss, and you kind of move on, right? I think it's important to let people feel sad. Feel it. Go through those stages. Don't ignore what just happened. You know, everyone grieves in different ways, but I think it's very, very important to feel those feelings, because that was, you know, that's someone you love. And I don't think you should ever be embarrassed for showing those feelings, because even in 10 years, I'm sure I'll still choke up just the same way I do, because it'll never feel fine to me. I don't like that, if that makes sense. I'll never truly accept it. Like, I know he's gone and there's nothing I can do about that. But if there's anything I can do about him being remembered, I will continue that on. And I just, yeah. Yeah.
And that's good. I mean, I don't know, like, do you feel like he would want you to be alone for the rest of your life, or do you feel like he would have wanted you to?
You know, it's actually really funny you say that, because he's joked to me multiple times that he would haunt me.
He would what?
He said when we were, oh my God, I think maybe like 16. I remember we were on vacation in Florida, and I was like, I'm gonna swim out to the sandbar, and he was like, the fuck? Like, have fun getting eaten by a shark. I'm not coming with you. And he was literally like, get lost, bitch. Like, have fun swimming out there. And I was like, you're gonna let me die alone? That's fucking crazy. So obviously he ended up swimming in the sandbar with me. That's the kind of person he was. I was always getting him in shit. And I remember he said to me, man, if I died just now and you moved on, I would fucking haunt your ass. And in a way, I think, because of how I know that I don't mean this to sound conceited or anything, but that man loved me. He treated me so good. Like, oh my God, love of my life. So that's why I love him so much. It was reciprocated 100%. So do I think he would necessarily be happy? No. Do I think he would be upset with me? Absolutely not. Because I know he always just truthfully wants me to be happy. And for me, shit, I hope he goes on a date with Marilyn when they're all up there. I hope that he is just living his best life, meeting all the cool celebrities, fucking up with Ozzy Osbourne. And when I get there, I'll take my place.
Yeah.
And the other bitches can step to the side. And I'm sure he'll feel the same way. But I think truthfully, he doesn't care what I do as long as I'm happy. And I know that in my heart of hearts, for sure.
Well, yeah, I guess. Because at the same time, you don't want to go through the rest of your... I mean, obviously, like, right now is not the time. Like, I mean, I don't mean to sound like be so blunt about it. Like, I don't... You don't seem emotionally
prepared.
Yeah, and
I'm not-
like it's gonna take some time.
Yeah, I can't be emotionally responsible kind of for someone else's feelings right now
Yeah.
in a relationship because I'm too all over the place with my own.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So, like, I've tried dating, actually since he's been gone. And, I tried it out. It worked for a little bit. I was lucky enough to have a really, really sweet, loving, caring guy that, understands my story. And we actually broke up. And he's one of my best friends still. And we still talk every day. We actually live together. So, I mean, in a way, we're broken up, but he's letting me heal. And does that mean we're going to get back together for sure in the future? No, but he knows that. And he knows it's more important for me to be emotionally in tune than in a relationship. So
Heal
myself. So 100%. And I've just been lucky enough to have someone that is emotionally, I don't know what would be the word for that, just in tune to that they can understand that. Because it can be hard for people, and I totally get that as well.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to, I don't know how else to word it. I mean, not get over it, because I don't think you'll ever, like I said before, I don't think you'll ever truly get over it. But you have to find a good spot for yourself. Because, especially, my last relationship taught me a lot. I didn't know shit about women until I met this lady. And I know women are it's more emotional with relationships.
Always more emotional.
Than the physical. The physical obviously still matters.
I was still really upset when he died that I couldn't get one last tap in. I was upset. I was very upset. And I
was not expecting that.
I know you guys aren't. And when he was in his coffin at his funeral, I said, my man is so tall, he doesn't fit in that. Which might not have been true, but I'm going to have his back, even in the afterlife, and I'm going to make him feel good about himself. Because I'm a good girlfriend, fucking shit. Man, okay? And, so yeah, no, it's really funny you say that, because I would get super drunk and sad, and I'll be like, damn, I never get to have birthday sex anymore. Which is horrible. It's not funny at all. But I was gonna say I have some dark humor, and I do like to try to laugh about some things like that I can laugh about just to help eases the pain.
It's windy.
It is so windy. But yeah. Open the dumpster.
I do believe bringing light to the dark is by laughing about some things that might be like dark humor related or something that somebody wouldn't laugh about. But I feel like that helps lighten up the mood and the emotion that's behind things. It's totally a way to help not necessarily get over stuff, but to help you deal with what's going on.
100%. And a part of me, I'm only 22. I have a lot of more growing and everything to do, but some people that don't understand my situation, I don't get upset at anymore. I don't get frustrated or hurt. I just know that, they're in a different place in their life, and that's okay. And everyone is. And that's why, like I said, it's important to be nice to everybody, no matter the circumstance, because that could be something that pushes them over the edge. And at the time, if I didn't have the support system I did, it would have taken me out. And I'm lucky to be here still. So
I just can't believe how cruel some motherfuckers can be.
No, they were very, very, very cruel. I still have people this day to me that are actually still cruel about it. And to those people, I pray for you and I hope you do better. Just because it's kind of, I used to feel like, wow, I really dislike this person or whatever. And, you don't want anything good to happen to them. But having that energy is taking from your good energy. Having hate towards someone is literally hurting you more than them. It is taking energy out of your body that you're wasting onto that person. So I literally don't have a malicious, ill intent feeling towards any of those people. But do I hope that they, find in life a better purpose than what they think it is now? Yeah. And I do hope they emotionally mature. And that's also part of it. They were younger, that things like that don't happen. Does that make it okay to say your best friend's a sad, whiny bitch and lie to I had friends lie to me about dreams they had about Nolan to make me feel better. And then I found out they were lying at the time. So that was like super hurtful. Just like a bunch of stuff like that they were trying to help, but it did a lot more damage. And in a way I can forgive it, but at the same time, I'm never going to forget it because it did do damage.
Yeah, I mean, you can forgive, but never forget.
And never forget. And I'm full of forgiveness, but I sure as shit don't forget.
Well,
that might be the Libra in me too, but
I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses for them, but I feel like, I mean, this isn't making it either way. Basically, I feel like they felt guilty to some degree, and instead of dealing with their own
I think they
fucking
projected
guilt,
it on.
they wanted to project it onto somebody that was close.
I mean, they were the ones that were saying, no, he's fine, stay there. And those were the same people that bullied the living shit out of me for him dying.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I think that those are the people that blame me for its death to this day, that posted about it. Those are the people that were so horrible to me, I almost committed suicide. So it's just, yeah,
They're feeling guilty because they feel like they caused it because they didn't let you go somewhere or they stopped you.
yeah, and they're honestly lucky that they didn't cause something worse. But I do wish that they heal. I wish that they heal because I don't think anyone deserves that when they're already going through a horrible, horrible time. And I don't feel bad about talking about it either because it's true. So there's no slander to be heard, especially when you don't say their names.
Well, the other, like, I mean, I can relate to some of my ex killed herself when I was 17. She was 15. She hung herself in the bedroom. But
I'm not saying
wasn't
I'm dismissing that. He's told me the story before. So I understand what you're saying is what I meant.
But I was blamed for that. I was not even with her at the time.
I remember you telling
Everybody
me that
was
as
telling
well.
me that it was my fault, that I did this and that and the other. My sister was talking to her at the time, seconds before she did what she did.
Well, you know, my heart like hugs your heart. That's like the best way I can describe that. When someone loses someone, I physically wish I could hug your heart and take all of your pain away, even though there's nothing you can do or say to make anything better for that person. But being there for them is something that is really, 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 really good, even in their worst moments. So if someone just even wants to talk about someone who passed, if you ever were like, hey, can I tell a story about her? I would love to hear it. Just because, honestly, I talk to people I don't even know who passed away just because I know how it feels to lose someone you love. And, you know, maybe they don't have anyone talking to them down here. So when I go to a cemetery, I talk to everybody. And I think I made some friends that way. I mean, I had a deer come up to me. So
That still blows my mind.
yeah, it's a very, very true story. It was last year during winter time, which is even crazier because I was like, what the hell are you doing out here in like 20-degree weather? Yeah. I've never pet a deer before either. So I was really scared he was going to bite me. But like, so I was like, you know, if I don't pet this deer in this moment, it's kind of wrong. So I pet the deer. But yeah, and I think those are like, I live for those little moments, like for things that happen like that. And yeah, I hope I helped someone that might be going through some hard times, even if it's not grief or death. Just know that like there is nice people out there and you're not alone. Other people go through that, and some people might suck and might bully the shit out of you, but fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
You can't control them, so fuck them.
No, what you can't control isn't something you should dwell on either. And when people used to tell me that, I'd be like, oh, so you just want me to forget about them? I understand that type of thinking as well. So no, that's not what that means. But I can't go back in time and switch what happened. So, you know, I have to take it day by day is a better way of putting it.
So, I mean, since that happened, you've clearly came a long way. What are some of the things that helped you get to where you are today and to the person you are today?
I would say people like you. Yeah, actually people actually asking me about him. People caring enough to, you know, let me cry and explain my story. People being patient enough to let me choke up and finish my story. Sweet, caring people that sit here like this and listen. I would say. That was the only thing that got me through. My mom used to stay up all night with me as I would ramble stories. And when he first said, I was incoherent in so much shock. I sat there and I would just go, oh, I remember when Nolan did this. And I would just be rocking back and forth. Just, it's hard to talk about. But
Good.
I would just ramble random shit about random stories. And so, when that person just lost their wife, lost their husband, and they're going on and on about them, and you're like, oh my God.
Sorry, you might not be able to.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
When someone's rambling about someone they love that passed, and you're like, they do this all the time. Get over it, whatever. Don't be that person, because, that person was here. Like, I like to hear about people that have passed, even if I didn't know them. I would love to know about them, because that's something you can't bring back. That's something so important to somebody else. And I think a lot more people being more sensitive and actually just listening to other people and their feelings without judgment is truly what got me through. And my dog. Most importantly, Yoda. I don't know what I would do without that little fucker. Her curly little tail got me through the most horrible times. I used to take her everywhere with me. And I made the mistake of taking her to the cemetery one time, and she squatted to go pee, and I didn't realize she was going to have to do that. So I picked her up really fast. Don't you worry. She did not pee on anybody. She peed on me. But,
So she did pee on somebody.
She did pee on somebody. It was me, but I didn't want her to piss on a grave and that person come haunt me. So, I apologized profusely to all the graves. I think just being a good listening ear, and I love listening to people. I've been told a lot of times I'm a really good listener, and that makes me happy too, is just listening to other people. It doesn't even have to be about death or anything. Just, man, I've had a horrible day, and I'm like, well, what happened? You tell me what happened. I'll sit here and I'll listen to you, because it's just part of being a good person. Just showing kindness and being kind and actually being caring. And honestly, Nolan taught me that. And also my grandma, who's still here, who's my best friend to this day. She's nothing but kind. And she is the reason I am the way I am today. And she's really got me through too, just because she reminds me every day that Nolan's with me. And I mean, in a way, my family's still healing as well. They were really close with Nolan. So we all miss him.
Right, I mean, rightfully so.
I appreciate that. But yeah, and people like you that sit here and listen and are just so empathetic, you're an important kind of person, Rob. And you guys should follow him. So follow him in all platforms. But yeah, I would say that's what got me through. What about you?
I don't know. I think I just dealt with it. I didn't really.
That too.
I mean, time, and I mean, I did a lot of drinking and other substances. And
I wasn't gonna mention that, but yeah, I tried that. It didn't work, so I moved on.
It's like a Band-Aid, and it just makes stuff worse. I think alcohol just made everything amplified. Like everything was amplified. The emotions, the way you felt, and it just doesn't work.
Yes.
I don't know how people do it to drown their pains, because to me it was worse.
Yeah. 100%. I totally agree.
I don't know. I'm kind of to a degree like you, where I do like to heal people's stories, because I feel like it's like two universes colliding, and I believe people live very interesting lives. And me personally, growing up in all the groups that I was in, I was always the person that everybody came to. It always seemed like I had this gift where I could get people to open up and talk, and now I'm trying to open that, use that, and try to give people a platform to speak, to tell their stories.
No, this felt like a therapy session. It was really needed. It was really nice.
I'm glad it helped a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It makes me cry a little bit too. I don't normally do that, but
that I feel bad that I made you cry. And
No.
I'm sorry, but I do also want you to know I've known Rob for a couple of months, and I think you're one of the sweetest, it'll make me cry, most down to earth people, and I love you so dearly as a friend, and he is such a good fucking human being. And I just hope you know the energy is reciprocated for you
Appreciate
too.
it.
Yeah, always. My heart hugs your heart too. So I think it's important to find people like that, and that's why it's also important because we feel similar things, and we connect about that. So it's cool that we can sit here and talk about it together and maybe kind of help each other, and that makes life worth living to me.
People.
And we're very much alive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Be
isn't that
thankful
crazy?
for it.
We should be thankful for it because you don't know when your time's gonna run out ever. So, I want to skydive. I want to do those things.
Shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be. You're all good. I love how he knew that. That's sweet. We got some skaters.
But I want to do that shit too. I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm afraid
Maybe
of
we do it together.
that falling feeling.
Yeah,
But I just want
you
to
can
do it to
record
get
it.
the fuck over it.
Yeah,
And
me too.
I got a GoPro too.
Yeah, I have a GoPro.
Fucking, I gotta do it.
Maybe we'll skydive this year. Stay tuned.
Summer's coming up.
Yep. Oh God, I would have to force myself to sign up for it because I always tell myself I'm gonna do it, but something about skydiving gone wrong really triggers me.
I mean, I'm not trying to be negative with it, but
What if we died skydiving? That would be a really cool death, isn't it?
if it's meant to happen that way, it's
Meant to happen. You're kind of. I just hope it wouldn't be I land in a tree first kind of situation, but you take what you get.
Yeah. But
be real.
I am a true believer that we don't pass until we fulfill our purpose here on this earth.
Yeah.
I do feel like I'm divinely protected, and that
Me
until
too.
I do what I'm supposed to do, I
Me
won't
too.
pass.
Me too.
And so if that's what it was meant to happen, then that was meant to happen. I can't control it. I don't fear it.
Fuck yeah. Me
There's
too.
nothing to fear.
I don't fear it either. And I think life is such a precious, precious diamond that we should
Cherish.
fucking cherish, and cherish those around you that you love, and just cherish small moments with those people you love too. I don't take anything for granted anymore. I take the fucking photo. I do the damn thing, and I don't care how stupid I like doing it because, that's a memory I want to have and hold on to for the rest of my life, and then some. So I think that's always important. And I mean, when I pass away, I know that I will not be scared because I have someone so important to me waiting for me on that other side.
So you don't believe in the black hole stuff anymore. You do believe that there's more.
I do not believe in the black hole stuff anymore.
That's good.
And my head was in a black hole of abyss of sadness, and we got out of that. And if you're in that, that is okay, and just know that you're loved, and there's people that really fucking want you here.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't feel like it. Even people you don't know want you here. So
We're all here for something.
we're all here for
a purpose, for something. We're all supposed to be doing something and helping people, and I mean, we're all supposed to have a positive impact on this world.
100%. And I think people who do stuff like this is super important, and we should spend more time listening to each other's stories and be more empathetic towards each other, and maybe not bullying each other. You guys bully me though, it's okay. I take what you get with the internet, but yeah, I think just live the world a little kinder, and some good karma even comes back to you when you do it that way. So if you want to live a good life, be fucking kind to people.
We shouldn't be doing it just for that.
No, not just for that, but also I don't like those people that are always everything always bad happens to me. I have bad luck, this, that, and the other. Because I used to be one of those people.
Speak that into existence.
And I was going to say, just by you going around saying, oh my God, all this bad stuff happens to me all the time, it's just going to cause you to just be in a negative headspace.
Mm-hmm.
Just think to myself, okay, so there's one bad day in a series of so many days of life that you have. And it's one bad day. And even though that one bad day might feel like your world fucking ended, there's more to come, and you're gonna wake up the next day and you're gonna have to continue on.
Life is it's a roller coaster. There's gonna be
fucking
ups and downs, but you can't let the downs control your life and make you who you are.
No, and we're just we're all a lot of souls in these vessels that we call our bodies, and it's why fucking bully each other when we should all be coming together, and humans would be a lot stronger that way if we were all a little different and kinder. It's easier said than done, but.
Well, that was the reason why she killed herself.
Was it?
Being bullied too much.
And see, that makes me cry. That's horrible, because I've been there, and if there was kinder people in the world, she would probably still be here today. And that is something that is a really big problem in this world that I think we need to fix.
But I also feel like it has to do with your home life. Her dad was not supportive. I don't know if I ever said this, but there was one time where she was texting. This time we were together.
He hated you, right?
Yeah, he hated me because there was no adults there, even though she was trying to cut her wrists. And cops were there, the ambulance was there, but I was there without an adult, and that's all he cared about. He did not check on his daughter, did not give a flying fuck about what was going on. So I feel like she had nobody to go to. And so she literally felt alone because even her family wasn't helping her. So Valerie Bennett. But I do feel like bullying is definitely 50% of it, and then your home life is another 50%. And if both of those are like that, then that's the result.
Yeah, it is. And just, if you ever feel like that, I really urge you to reach out to someone you love, as hard as it is, because there was so many times where I was in a very dark place and I planned on doing some really, really dark things, and just one person saying, "Hey, what are you doing today?" kind of changed my whole plan. So little things like that really help people. And once people tell me something, like there's not going to be a day where I don't think about her now. And I wish she was here, and I'll always think about her. And I think it's important to tell, especially stories of those people who don't get to tell their own. And yeah, I think it's really cool. Actually, today I was cleaning up my backyard, and on my driveway, I live in a house that I rent. It said 1945 carved into the cement on the driveway. I can't read the name of it, but I had chills. I was literally like, oh my God, who lived here before that brought this? I mean, they could be gone now, probably gone now. I mean, I don't want to assume that, but they probably are. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm so honored to live in this space that someone spiritually kind of owned before and lived in before. And I'm really grateful that they're allowing me to be in their home. And if their spirit's there, I really hope that they know I'm, taking care of their home. And I was telling them that. And it was really cool to see something from so long ago. I think history is just fucking cool. But
very interesting.
Very, very interesting. And I think it's important.
That's why I like the buildings downtown.
Yes.
Like they're filled
West
with
End. Like it's full of so much. You can almost feel it. Like you can feel that people were there before you. And I love that feeling sometimes. Not in the best way, like if it's like Halloween time, but in that kind of way, I love it, and I think there's some really good spirits out there that look after us.
If urban exploring wasn't illegal, I would be in all these buildings that are like abandoned in downtown.
Oh, I could see Rob in all of those buildings.
Did you know there's tunnels underneath all of Toledo?
Someone told me that.
Yeah.
It's so terrifying, because who is in those tunnels right now?
Well, the Italian mob ran this place in like the 30s and 40s, and when alcohol prohibition, they had that. I guarantee you they were using those tunnels to smuggle and like speakeasies and stuff.
Yeah, wait, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I never knew that. Cool Toledo.
I actually met a guy when I was working at FedEx years ago who was part of one of those families.
Holy crap. Like that
like
shit
his great grandfather or something was in the Italian mob here in Toledo.
If my family was in the Italian mob, I would never let it go, and I would flex it every day of my life. Because what? Like that's so incredibly cool. I think it's so cool to share your history.
Oh yeah.
What the shit, man? I think it's so cool.
It's also just very intriguing to see where people come from, different backgrounds and stuff like that. Like, it's very interesting.
So interesting. That's so cool. I wonder what's in those tunnels now.
So do I. I've been trying to find an entrance. I probably shouldn't have said that down here, but
oh my God.
If I can find or like get a hold of a realtor or somebody that owns one of these abandoned buildings to say that we want to do like a photo shoot or something, and then go see if we can find the tunnels while we have permission to be there.
You better bring so much sage.
Yeah, I don't believe that stuff brings in bad spirits. I wasn't trying to have that whole discussion.
I wasn't
in there,
either.
But
I don't believe sage brings in bad spirits.
no, especially with the good intentions and doing it the proper
If you
way.
have good intentions with anything you do, I don't believe that there's anything bad that can happen, like that anything bad that can come from it. I'm not going to preach what I believe onto anybody, and I think everyone is allowed to think whatever the hell they want. But truthfully, in my own opinion, I do not believe in the devil or Satan. I don't think any of that is real. I think people make it real in their imagination because they're afraid of the unknown and they're afraid of bad things. And they want to say, and they want a reason of why it happened. So they blame Satan. They want to blame someone. Newsflash, to me, it was just a really bad situation or a bad person or this happened or the other. It's not Satan or it's not this bad energy that came over you and did it. It's just the experience or the person that made it that. Or, you know, there is bad people out there sometimes that just don't have good energy and they do bad things. Does that mean that there's Satan inside of them? I don't think so. I think they might have had
tactic.
Yeah, they have bad growing up and or this, that, or the other. There's other reasons. I think it's just something to make people fear something.
Yeah, I mean that's really what I think it all comes down to too, is to fear people for being good little sheep.
Yeah, and I feel like once you kind of recognize that, you kind of don't fear death anymore either.
No reason to.
No, not at all.
Because I mean, I don't know. I feel like if that were the case.
Hey, you.
You're back.
What are you doing? What are you wondering? Our friend Zay's back.
Why are you guys still out?
We've just been talking. What were you doing with Grandma and Grandpa? Were you helping? Yeah. Yeah, look at you helping. Go, Zay. Go up there.
Oh yeah. I just chuckled. Now I'm drawing points myself.
Oh, me too.
Got yeah. So give me like 2 seconds.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, life, man.
Yeah, like
I hope you guys don't get totally bored, but
yeah, it'll be alright. Basically, I don't know. I believe that there's good and there's bad. Like there's bad energy, there's good energy.
me too.
And there's always something to balance out the bad.
Always.
There's not like this world is just not inherently evil, but it's not just inherently good either. Like
I don't think
one doesn't exist without the other.
Right. And without love, there's no hate. Without, like, think of it that way, you know, without joy, there's grief. Or, you know, like there's always different things. So I don't think it's ever possible to get rid of hate or bad energy because we kind of need it in life to feel those good moments, right? We need it to appreciate it. We need that to, you know, realize to be kind to people. And so, yeah, I think in a way it's important we have those things, but I don't believe in if you do certain things that you're going to go to a certain place or anything like that. I truthfully believe everyone, you know, is with whatever they love when they pass. If that's a dog, if that's a loved one, if it's a time in your life you loved, you know, I think even some of the worst people out there are probably just with someone they love. And I don't think the universe punishes you after you're not a living vessel anymore.
None of us are perfect. Everybody would be in hell.
We all make mistakes. Yep. Damn straight. We all would be.
We're all sinners.
Yep.
But we're also all saints, and that was the whole reason. That was the whole reason behind this. One side says saint, the other side says sinner.
Oh, I love that. So. Yeah, so I actually have
Duality.
666 tattooed here.
I always thought that was bad until you explained it.
Yeah, so a lot of the reason why I have it tattooed is because after Nolan died, I see literally sixes everywhere. I've always seen sixes everywhere in my life. And people, I remember I'd be like, oh my God, I see sixes, Grandma. And she'd be like, don't see that. That's bad. what do you mean that's bad? It's a fucking number. And so I don't believe in, you know, necessarily an energy named Satan or hell or whatever you want to call it. So once I got older, I always wondered, what the hell was everyone's deal with that? And it honestly has always made me a little pissed off. So I just said, fuck it one day, and I got the tattoo because I see the angel number everywhere. 666 actually means change is good. It does not mean anything demonic. And I think claiming the right energy makes things positive if you want them to be positive. To me, it literally means change is good to me. To other people, that means 666 and bad and juju. It's whatever you want it to be. You want it to be that bad juju and Satan, so you're claiming that energy. I call it change is good.
Do you ever, I mean, I don't.
So that's, I kind of have it. That's literally why I have the tattoo. And then people ask me, and I used to get so annoyed when people would be like, now, why would you do that? Well, it's my body. So let me start with that. And two, I have it for people like you that are, in my opinion, you know, kind of just ignorant to other possibilities of life.
How long did you get it after his passing?
Probably like a year.
Do you ever think that
and
was
a half, maybe?
You said it says change means change is good, right?
Yep.
I don't know how to say this.
No, that was 100% why I got it. I was going through so much change. I was living by myself, and I was just living with someone for so long in my life. You know, basically our money was combined, so everything went from 2 to 1. So once that happened, I realized that in a way I learned who I was. I got to be independent. I got to figure out life. I'm still figuring out. I'm only 22 and I'm alone figuring out life, just like any normal 22-year-old is. But I'm not, you know, wifed up with 2 kids like I probably would be. So in a way, change is so good, and it's so good. And I used to freaking hate change, and I hated it so much. I used to say that before Nolan died. Oh my God, I hate change. I like things to just stay the same. I've always been like that since I was little, honestly. And I think that might have also be one of the reasons why that happened to me, for the universe to be like, listen, things are going to happen to you and you're going to have to accept them.
I guess that's kind of what I was getting at, like the whole, like.
I was going to say, I can say it in a nicer way for you. Yeah.
I'm not always the best with
Trust
my
me,
words.
you're not going to offend me. Yeah. I know you don't mean it maliciously.
I know, but
I can
still.
read you pretty well. But yeah. So I just think, in a way, it was kind of like accepting the change too.
Yeah.
And when I got the tattoo, I actually cried because I was like, it was so important to me. And I have 777 on the other side, which is also an angel number. So when people ask me about it, I'm like, listen, this is quite literally the opposite of what you think it is. I believe in angels and love and all the good things. So yeah, I'm not demonic.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, it's very.
And I don't shame or hate on anyone who does think that either. It's just my opinion is different. And I think we're all allowed to have our own opinions. And that's totally cool. And loving and accepting everyone's opinions is a part of life. What's up?
Oh, shit. Thank you.
Aw. What a sweetie pie.
Well, I closed my tab, so. Oh, no, take it.
Don't refuse it.
But no, I guess, like, I don't know. I
feel like we just ended on a good note.
Yeah.
I don't know. Up to you.
I mean, yeah.
I felt like that was like a really good spot. What time is it?
It's already
Oh, okay.
past the hour. I mean, I always go however long it goes.
Oh, okay.
I always try to aim for at least an hour. But yeah, I mean, I do appreciate you for doing this and for.
I appreciate you for allowing me to be on your platform and letting me ramble and listen to me. And I will always come on whenever you want me to. And I adore you. Yeah. This was really fun. And this was also literally felt like a therapy session that was highly needed. So thank you for being an awesome therapist, Rob. You seriously would be a really good therapist.
I don't think it's something I could actually deal with myself.
I would just be, you're so easy to talk to. And I feel so not judged.
Well, none of us have any reason to judge people.
But yeah, you need a. Like, this is so fun, and I think you should do this with a bunch of other people because you have something very special here.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude. So follow my homie over here because he's really awesome and he has so many important things to say. And he has gotten me through some of the most horrible days I've been having by just being like, Hannah, you're going to be fine and you're awesome. And I just look at Rob and I'm like, you know what? He's right. and I feel a little sense of comfort and that I know, someone sees me and you're not alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're really good at making people feel seen. So follow him, do what you got to do. But yeah, I appreciate any of you who listen to all of this as well. And if I helped any of you, I hope I did. And just know, be nice. And my heart hugs your heart. If you have a pug and want to have a pug play day, let me know.
Well, yeah, I mean, so again, thank you for doing this. Thank you for speaking. Thank you for being vulnerable and authentic and actually, telling your story no matter what people think. And so I really do appreciate that.
Thank you for giving me this outlet. Thank you for crying with me, Rob. He's so sweet. So you better follow him. I made him cry.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it is empathy. But I feel people's energy and
nothing is a better compliment to me than someone seeing how much I cared about somebody. And I feel like people like him are very important and people I like to hold really close to my life because a lot of people get frustrated with me and don't necessarily want to hear that stuff anymore. So you being the way you is was really, really special. And I like this, you listening and actually like expressing your feelings is the biggest compliment because then to me I'm like, oh, I'm not crazy. Like I'm okay to be sad about this because so many people have called me crazy for so long that it truly like that it means the fucking world to me, dude. It means the world. Thank you. Yeah, you're a really good friend. So you better fucking follow him. And I do apologize if I did, make anyone sad or anything. But like I said, it's something that is life and you kind of have to talk about. So I hope I might have made it easier for some of you that might struggle with talking about it as well. Same with Rob. He's pretty good at that.
Right, I mean, I guess one last thing real quick.
Okay.
Because I am starting to freeze now.
Me too.
And I gotta piss like a
I
racehorse.
have to pee so bad. Okay, we're both gonna run in there to the back. Oh my god!
If you only could give somebody one piece of advice for life, what would that be?
Oh my god, that's such a hard question. That is such a hard question. If I had to give anyone, if I had to give anyone one piece of advice in life, it's to not be embarrassed of love or any emotion. Never, ever be afraid to be vulnerable. And those vulnerable moments are that's what brings life. Those vulnerable moments are when you fall in love. Those moments, like when you're vulnerable, that's when you are sad about something you felt because you loved it in life. You're sad about something you cared about something that you do every day. It doesn't matter what it is. Be vulnerable and feel all the feelings because that's why we're fucking here. And don't ever be ashamed to feel those feelings. And whoever might make fun of you or judge you for it, fuck them. And that's all I have to say about that. Just you live your life. And feeling those feelings is literally the definition part of life. To love, to care, to be sad, to be angry, to go through all the emotions. Fucking feel them and feel them hard and feel them good. Because one day you're not going to be able to feel that way anymore. And yeah, that would be my piece of advice. What about you?
I mean, I always say to be your authentic self, to fuck what people think. And when you are your true authentic self, you will push away the people who, were snakes in the grass or didn't like you, or this, that, or the other, and you will align with the people who are actually meant to be in your life.
Totally.
And you'll also be able to live a happy life.
Yeah. And
I'm not saying no.
I think that's what's important too. The key to living a happy life is to living life and not staying stagnant in any kind of situation. Live life, feel everything, do the activity, take the photo, tell the person you love them, go on the trip. Don't go on the trip, you know? Move to the place, don't move to the place. Get the card, don't get the card. Whatever it is you got to do it. Because you're only here for a set amount of time, and zoom out on the freaking world, dude. Zoom out. A lot of things that you think matter really do not.
Not that important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
All right. Yeah. So, if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and follow button, or like, subscribe, and the bell to be notified every single time I go live. Every time
You
I
totally
drop a
should.
new video. Post videos daily. I'm going to be doing more of these interviews coming up. So, thank you guys all for being here, and I
A
love
lot
you
of good
motherfuckers.
people to come. I love all of you as well, and I appreciate every single one of you that listen to me ramble. And peace and love to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for
I love
doing
you,
this.
Rob.
Love you too.
Subscribe to this motherfucker.
But thank you guys.
Thank you. Can you maybe plug that in or anything?
Yeah, no, like I was
I'm
not
sorry,
trying
I'm
to,
sorry.
I wasn't trying to be rude at all or anything. To fuck up your
No,
feng
you're
shui.
so sweet.
So like we're damn near all the way in